I have invited Kedibone Chuene. She's the Chief Product Marketing Specialist at Liberty to help us understand and how you can go about this. Kedibone, thank you so much for joining us on SME On Point. Affordability is a big issue, but on the other hand, insurance is just a big necessity. How do you think we can close the gap between what businesses need to pay for insurance for mishaps such as what we've seen in July and recently with the KZN floods, and also balancing what the business owner is going through in terms of cash flow and all that?
Thanks, Liabo. I think one thing that we all have to recognize is that any business, whether small or big, you do need to have actually an insurance in place. But obviously then navigating the whole world of insurance is actually quite difficult. So what one would need is actually having the help of a financial advisor who would then help them navigate that whole world of insurance, and also then helping them understand their needs both from a personal perspective and also from a business perspective, and which will then later on then help them prioritize what they need and what they can be able to afford with everything else that's around them, given what we've just been through.
Yeah, here's a term: business assurance and business insurance. What's the difference?
So with business assurance and business insurance, they're actually same or similar, but for the most part, I think I'll actually then I take that question more from like a life insurance perspective. So what we look at when we're looking at business assurance and business insurance, the insurance for the most part is basically then the short-term side of the business. The assurance side of it is where then we're looking at the life and the health of the people that are actually running the business, for the most part being either then the owners in most of the SMEs, and then the partners that they maybe are then owning this, co-owning this business with them. So that's where then we look at it from like the assurance side of things. Thank you.
So previously on this show, when we've talked about when people lose staff members or key staff members, there's often no succession plan. You know, how can a business owner merge a succession plan of a business and making sure that the key people in the business are insured or assured?
I think that's when the actual thing of partnering with a financial advisor is actually quite important, Liabo, because for the one reason is that they can then make sure that you've actually got all the right questions that you need to ask in place. Things like, do I have processes that have been documented? Do I also then have people that I trust within the business that I run, that should something happen to me, then these people can either then take over while then the business is deciding on a longer term plan in terms of who can then run the business in the longer run. So having that succession plan is quite important, but then in terms of navigating that path, a financial advisor would almost then act as a coach to then walk you through that path, make you then realize the needs that you actually need to make sure that you have in place, how to actually make sure that you have them covered, and should something happen, then how do you then make sure that those insurances and other than investments and other processes that you have in place kick in at the right time when they are required.
Yeah. Given the number of products that are out there in the market, there's so many insurance. I mean, when you watch TV, you listen to radio, there's just so much to choose from. So I, as a business owner, when I'm sitting at home and listening to you, I would want to know, how do I go about choosing the correct one for my particular business? Because businesses themselves, small and medium as they may be, are different in their needs and how they operate. What are the key things that one should be looking out for when you are thinking of insuring your business?
Okay, so Liab, I think there's two types of insurance which I think a lot of obviously entrepreneurs might actually be aware of or not aware of. But the one thing that I think becomes more tangible for a lot of SMEs is then the whole idea of short-term insurance, where you then insuring then your cars that you actually use within your business, the premises that you use for your business, your equipment and machineries. But then it's very easy for a lot of SMEs then to forget about this other side, being the part where you then look after your life and your livelihood. And I think we can all agree that for any SME, most SMEs and entrepreneurs, what they are is that the entrepreneurs are actually the brainchild of the businesses, and without them, most businesses are not actually able to operate. So I think when it comes to that, it's actually very important to make sure that as you ask those questions, you can cover the short-term side of things, meaning the actual physical equipment, but still make sure that you've got a financial advisor that can take you through or the other side of the life side of the business to make sure that you look after yourself and your livelihood and your ability to earn an income. And also then you look after your business and the people that you have within your business. Should something happen to you, or should you go through an illness or go through a critical injury where you're not able to work for a certain amount of time, certain things will need to continue, and you need to actually know how to navigate those kind of financial decisions to make sure that you've got the right cover for them. So having a financial advisor is quite crucial in this process.
Yeah, Kedibone, I am noting that what you're saying, that having a financial advisor is crucial, and you keep on repeating it all the time, but it is also a reality that many businesses may not be able to afford a advisor. What do they do when they know that they can't afford this middleman?
So with the whole thing of affordability, I think affordability goes down to obviously then prioritization. At the end of the day, I think it's also the comfort of knowing that if you probably feel that you can navigate the path on your own, then you probably might say that I want to take a chance. But the probabilities are that the intricate of business and insurance is actually so complex that trying to walk that journey on your own, Leah, but that's why I keep repeating that you would need a financial advisor. It's actually quite difficult, because over and above them planning for your personal life, you also have to plan for the business. You also have to make sure that all your policies are structured in such a way that they're tax efficient, and also then in terms of your estate planning, they actually are planned in such a way that your estate can actually be able to carry on. And I think for a lot of the entrepreneurs, their expertise lies in running their own business. They're not actually experts in actually running insurances. Hence why having someone that is actually a good financial coach, an accredited financial advisor, it might seem upfront like it is an expensive journey to go through with someone like that. But it's actually an investment if you think of it in the long run. In that way, then you make sure that you're covering all bases and you're not leaving out things that you are not aware of, and things that maybe then you didn't realize that you might need as sooner than you actually might need them.
Yeah, valuable advice there. Kedibone Chuene, she's the Chief Product Marketing Specialist. Thank you so much for your views, and she's been sharing with us the importance of having business insurance as a small or medium enterprise, and how you should go about that using a financial advisor. Of course, this is if you can. This is all from SME On Point for this week. Please remember to support small businesses in your communities and keep spending those rands and cents everywhere that you go.